Vtuber VOD, at least that I have queued up. Now, I know that my title of my stream could be a little misleading on that end, but like, I haven't gotten any other viewer VOD reviews, so until I do get them, or if, you know, if interest picks back up on it, then I'm not really looking to, I'm not really like searching out for it too much more, but we'll just see how things go in time. But how you doing, Austin? How you doing? Hope you've been doing well enough, my friend. You know, considering how we saw each other yesterday night. But take it easy now, yeah? So, this one, I should put out the text. That's not the right text. Viewer VOD Reviews. Currently watching Luna Meteors. Pretty sure that's how you spell his name, but I'll be able to see in. So I did a little preview on it. This is only 13 minutes, and I just I'd scrub through. He didn't have his game audio up too much now, so I'll probably just have background music going on. Going on until then. But the main thing here, okay, we are looking at Athens City, Prize Fighter, and Among Titans. Okay. So, because it's been a little bit since I've done a VOD review, I wanted to, first and foremost, be able to put out, hey, this is just free coaching I'm giving up to anybody. This is high diamond. Like, I've floated around high diamond, low challenger range. Well, high diamond all of season 2 now, but season 1, it was high diamond for like 60% of my time, low challenger for 40% of my time. So I'm not the very best authority, but I've been, you know, playing the game since beta 2 release, pretty much so. So I'm very, very confident in my own assessment. And well, with how many guide videos that I've done, I really feel like I've got a good hold on the game here. Usually I went and let in with, hey, is there anything that you want me to go over with your stream, with your VOD review? But I was just sent this one from Midors, who is a EU viewer, so greetings from the other side of the world. You'll probably just see the VOD on this, and I'll email you on it, but we'll just see how things go. I am definitely not a Luna expert by any means, but when it comes to just positioning, well, that's just always going to be universal. So main things to really account for here is, among Titans already, you are going to be immediately looking at, so with Prize Fighter and Among Titans, that is 2 different spears on what your influence should be. The main thing that comes to my mind immediately is that if your team all agreed to take Among Titans, then that would just be everybody getting the speed boost, nobody getting the size, everybody getting speed boost, nobody really feeling the size downsides of it. But that's usually if your whole team agrees to it, because if only one person or 2 people take it, then you're just playing to that huge side's benefit. The fact that it's Luna forwards and not Luna goalie means that you're probably not going to be struggling as much against it, and seeing how it's going to be a supplemental Vice midfield, not Vice, era midfield otherwise, chances are what you'll be looking at then is wanting to actually just stick it to your size. And what I mean by that is, let Kai, if Kai's already showcasing right here in draft that he's going to be picking Among Titans, even before people start locking things in exactly so, then yeah, he's the goalie, he could use the speed, and if you decline, and if you try to take it otherwise, you could easily just be man-marked out by pure size alone on the forward front. If the other team decides to go 2 people size, and then you get matched against such a huge, big beefy Zentaro, for instance. So, fine enough. In that case, then Prize Fighter is where it leans. And judging from your initial awakening pick of, well, Prize Fighter as well, Prize Fighter to Siphoning, you are looking to just get nice, quick burst kills if it ever presents itself. Because all that you need is just that one freak accident kill from your Crater, your ultimate as Luna, before you can really just start snowballing the advantage, but it'll just be a lot more power swings in that case then. Mostly just because, you know, it's Athens City, there's 6 orbs on the table at any given time, so you just have to see how it goes. Going against Vice and Zentaro yourself could put you in that liability state, especially if they do take Prize Fighter themselves, but with it being Athens once again, you can generate a lot of free energy for evades, you can generate a lot of free energy for health. Just comes down to how much do you want to respect your enemies. So immediately looking at the draft right here, the entire enemy team goes Among Titans, so because of that, yep, they're just going to be looking to outspeed you, outmark you in that end. So they want to really be able to just quickly get the core, hold it, and be able to cascade pressure. Zentaro, of course, wants to be able to just hold the core and then point to his game. Vice herself, actually, is Strike Shot Vice and not a Jet Button. Not uncommon to see, necessarily, especially with it being Adden, meaning that Vice might not be as comfortable to fanning out as much and being ready to commit her teleport in case that she needs to guard the goal. Era herself goes Vicious Van Braces, respecting you, potentially here. Your Kai is Strike Shot, because he already has the speed from a Mon Titan, so he doesn't need momentum boots as much. Your Era is Magnetized, makes sense, but she's also a prize fighter, so free tactic kills might be a little bit more on the table. And the only other thing to really take note is Zentaro's Pummel. So it's really just KO benefits. Whoever gets a KO could easily swing the match in a favor, especially if your team gets it. If their team gets it, they easily convert a duel 2v3. But if your team gets it, then that can easily convert a set, just because a kill plus an assist could easily turn a prize fighter 40 power advantage into an 80 power advantage, and that really could sting. Main things here, everybody delegates their roles. Let's watch the round first and foremost before I do any pausing again. Zentaro was away, question mark. Find enough clear away to try to get to your area. Nobody was at the bottom of the field. Waiting to commit your boost. Nice attempt there, but that just happens. The only thing I didn't like was exactly your positioning otherwise there. Keep it open. Not the best dribble, but that's execution error. Can't say too much about that. Your Era is passing down to you, which is totally fine. What I don't like is necessarily the standing around. Nice boost. Got your goal. Holding it, intent to strike, and trying to set yourself up with Crater. I do like the idea right there. Set a boost for the cornering there. Nice idea. Core flip forced out, and then respectful flip back afterwards once Vice is out of abilities. Okay. Let's take a look a little closer at this. There's really good ideas I saw from you, but then some that I'm questioning just a little bit, maybe. But then again, there's some that were punished, some that weren't. So immediately, set opens up, everybody fans out to their respective lanes, because it's Adden City, there's 3 places core can spawn. Just a really nice power chord from Vice. That Strike Shot range allows her to just get it past Kai, even though he tried to hit it forwards there. You're just kind of holding your top half here at this point then, and then trying to get it down to Era. Really good clearance at that time there. It just comes down to, okay, Era got stunned, so that's why she immediately couldn't get the core. Because the main thing I'm just really trying to assess here is that you're just holding your position, which is pretty fine considering other Era at the top right, enemy Era, is just holding midfield, so you're really just acting a second wall of defense from Kai. Then it looked like you tried to set up your whammy, plus your boost, but Zentaro ate the hit, so it really didn't come to at that point then. It's sold by Vice, can't do much here. You do just kind of stand here, but to be honest, it's not really punished. Opposite Era, it looks like she's kind of doing her own thing, so you're doing the right thing of just holding your side of the field because there's really nothing coming to you. I probably would just, like, at least for me, I just don't like standing still in any games. I'd rather just be actively moving, but that's just my own smallest nitpick. This is right positioning because there's nobody controlling you, and unless Vice hits a power chord, she's not getting past. This is where it becomes a little bit of a question mark to me, though. Your dribbling angle was a little off. It's almost that third of the field line, but you should have been buffering your whammy a little bit sooner, in my opinion, than to try to set it up. But it's alright. Your Era gets it down, or she continues to try and get it down to you. And then, this is the only question mark here. You had the right idea to dribble before your whammy, otherwise, beforehand. Like, to dribble with your whammy. But then you just kind of send it forwards after the strike shot. And, like, you have your cooldowns coming back down, but you don't really commit to anything. So I don't know what exactly your plan was. You just kind of gave it up to Vice when you could have 50-50 challenged with boost if you were a little bit more confident. Or you could have just dribbled once a little bit before your whammy rocket came back. But smallest mistakes, that's a small micro plays that would be better in another environment, quite frankly. Maybe another game, but for this one, just unpunished. Because, like, this is free enough. Like, okay, you don't have your boost when Vice does get it. But frankly, if you just dribbled it to yourself, because the enemy forwards are nowhere on your side, then, in that case, then, you would have easily just been able to set up your perfect 1-2. Nothing too much there. missed whammy, but then, like, once again, too, it's like, well, Era's holding, your Era's holding the top half of the map, so you really don't have to do too much more, but it should still just be, if you move out to the midfield line, just on any other environment, because I'm always thinking, once you lose core control on most matches, enemies would be a lot more pervasive to just try to hold it to themselves, so just being able to move yourself back for defense, because if your Era never got the core from here, then it should just be a 1v1 with Zentaro and Kai, minus the barrage. Fact is though, good commit, just simple and clean enough. You're challenging immediately for the 50-50 with your boost, get the goal barrier, and then I like your patience to strike, followed by trying to set up your crater. Just a little late on execution, but can't really say too much there. Trying to set up something with your whammy right afterwards by sending it over to Vice. The only thing I still just don't like, though, is exactly so, like, you're trying to, it's a big brain play, of course, to, okay, there is nobody at the bottom half, so Vice would want to pass up top, quite frankly, but she just did the same thing back to you of waited for the core, and then as soon as she saw the whammy, she just hit it back down. Trying to time her own Thunderstruck with it, which unfortunately didn't come to pass, so she did have to burn her core flip, which then let everything cascade, because her forwards are doing nothing. So just smaller plays to just improve your Luna play, with just like waiting things out, or just like, you know, just timing wise, but that's execution technique, that's not really positioning. You did your job there, quite frankly. Won your match, we'll watch now. Well, there you go. And see, now this is only 13 minutes, it might be a shutout, so I might be able to play some matches then, later too, Austin. Alright. This goes back to the top here. Once again, watch the whole round, Cruzy, and then decide. So let's watch the barrier on that, quite frankly. Trying to jostle for Zentaro's positioning. Good boost attempt, Zentaro just ate it. Missile there, but there's some standing around that I really do not like out of you here. I will say this outright. Okay, scramble situation. Zen gets to hold the core. Good Giga Blast from Kai. Dribble up into 50-50. Nice try. Rough angle attempting here, but Era almost got it. It's just awkward that it just keeps going backwards. Zen core flip back to Kai. Boost attempt. Whammy attempt. Good one there. Good catch. Going back though. Short video this time? Yeah, just a shorter one. So I'm expecting a blowout, but we'll see. So immediately here, the first thing I think is man marking. Doing good job of just keeping Zentaro out of the play. You're just trying to stand in front of him. Whenever it's on the enemy side, you're trying to move in front. Or you're just basically standing in front of him enough, and Era's Metro Maelstrom's covering. But then when it falls back to your side, you're already falling back to Kai, to your third of the field. Which, well, yeah, third to your midfield, which is fine too. And even when the goal barrier is gone, Eras are doing whatever. You're just still standing in front of Zentaro, which is fine. But then, it's just afterwards that I just don't like. Because, like, okay, you're kind of holding your position here for nothing in particular, I feel. Because if it goes up to the top right, everybody's gonna have to scramble there anyway. If it goes to the top left, you are not in position. Because you just kind of... Well, not you kind of. You literally just do nothing and stand around and let both the forwards get past you. If the execution was a little bit better and they passed it to maybe the very top left of the goal, the enemy forwards, that could have just been such an easy 1-1. Because Kai doesn't have momentum boots, he only has strike shot, and he doesn't have it at this time, I'm pretty sure. So because of that, that would have just been an easy goal because Era tried to pass to you, but you are not in position. The enemy forwards just literally are in front of you because you stood around at the midfield line. I did understand that you're trying to play forwards, but especially if you have no cooldowns, you just need to be a body in the field. So just any other situation, you would be punished so hard for it there. Don't know exactly what your crater was trying to do there. I mean, it does hit Vice, but really doesn't do too much more here. And then off of this scramble situation, good strike shot by the enemy Vice, gets into a weird position, and then it's just like you're stacked up on your own Vice here is the thing that I still don't like. Is the other thing, because like once the defense starts being formed, like you don't you just stand still, Yeah, it bounces at a weird corner that, you know, you're not going to predict 99% of the time, but if the other era or the other Zentaro were ready to receive it, Kai's Barrage would have to hit it, and then it's just going back to them again. Nobody gets it, but just, like, once again, smaller positioning things are what win games. They are innocuous, they are big. If you got to intercept that, for instance, then Zentaro era in another universe would never have gotten it, or never would have came to a scramble. You get pretty lucky here with a good whammy rocket, I will admit. And then it's just, once again, like, trying to watch yourself versus enemy forwards. Trying to get it out of the top half, and then you're just trying to dribble and respect it here. I really like the idea. Just, you know, a little close enough on the 50-50. Vice wins it out, and then just your angling is just a little off on the first try at the bottom right. I don't know exactly if you're trying to dribble it on the top right at this point on. I do like the whammy rocket to ensure that you have core control afterwards, and then from this point on, you're doing your job. Ball's in the corner, you're just staying at the bottom, so if Vice ever passes to you. It's just that the only thing is, if it ever does get past Vice, well, you know, Zena's core flip, can't say much. Kaya's core flip, that goes out, and then whammy rocket, you win it this time, because you move a little bit farther up. Because the only thing that I still had issue with that at the first goal is, once again, that first time when you sent the whammy rocket, when you had sent your whammy, trying to force, your whammy right here, back in first goal. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't know if the voice versions of Ghost Strike are good. Let's go ahead and skip that. Sorry. But, the first whammy rocket, the whammy rocket's on set 1, to where, like, you just pass it out, and you were just trying to hope that Vice passes it out long. It's good big brain play, but, you know, she just waited you out too. Granted, you got her this time, but I feel like that was a little bit part into you, instead of you just standing still after sending the whammy rocket, you actually did move forward. So then you're forcing her hand to have to make more of a in-depth play on her own just instincts here. Because you moving forwards means it's like, it might, like, if she sees you in the corner of her eye, she is going to have to think to herself, I have to pass upwards now, because all of my space is being crunched away, and my strike timing may not be back. Because the simple act of you moving up here from the midfield line to the enemy third by itself already puts a lot more pressure, because previously before, on set 1, Vice just got to hit it down for free, and then you still have to move up, which is still a second or time too, which is, a second seems innocuous, but that still lets her get her strike back, and lets her still just win a straight, you know, ping-pong strike war. You moving up actually forces her hand, and I think that's what you should commit to more if you want to keep doing these corner the core plus whammy plays in the future. It worked out here once again, never punished, but, you know, some games will be blown out otherwise. Alright. Next up. Alright, hold on. I had some tea on the side, but that is actually a lot hotter. Let me get my water. Ooh, that is some hotter tea. Going main, walking up can win the mental. Honestly, so it's like, once again, it's like forwards dribbling on a side of the field when one of their teammates are dead. The fact that you are dribbling means somebody has to come and answer you. Otherwise, you just get free time for your cooldowns to waiting for your cooldowns to come back, waiting for your fellow striker to respawn, waiting, or just generating energy with quick strike, even potentially for your core flip. You have to put pressure on the enemy one way or another. You can't just always get lucky with your strikes. And on the other side of goalies too, good goalies will always save their abilities up until they are forced to use them, or forced to, you know, save their strikes up until they are forced to use them. If you don't put any pressure on them, you just then in that case, then you're only trying to win by mind games. In which case, then that's not a guarantee. Being able to force their options, like, you have to force the goalie's options out of them as much as you can. Which means if you get them in a position where they have to burn an evade, burn an ability, that's one less option in their toolkit. That's a lot less range that they have to defend their goal. They only have their natural speed and a strike to contend with, and that's how you start forcing options. Yeah. Because if I wouldn't want to be a goalie when I see like an Etz with ult or Juliet running up in my face, because I know what they're going to do, but can I stop them? If I'm out of my abilities, I cannot, you know? Simple as that. Okay. Cornering there. Goal barrier gained, interesting enough. just holding your position up here, just, you know, playing your role once again. Just Era's taking the bottom this time, so you're just taking the top. Don't know what the enemy Era is still doing. Zen greased it slightly with his ult, but he actually still hilariously chose Kai. So you just take it the goal position here, and just being calm about it, trying to use your own ults to hold the core. Burst because you might be unsure. Good boost to try to follow it up though. Angel wasn't the best. Nice whammy rocket. Nice ideas though. I don't think your spanning is necessarily the best. Yeah, I'm seeing your idea here with your whammy rockets constantly to try to force the play. Just trying to think about it. Think about things here, because it's like I'm seeing your ideas of cutting off the angles, but the fact is that that's just to cut off an angle. If you're not putting the actual pressure on the goalie themselves, that can also be a pain point in how your offense can go. So core immediately comes up and around to you. Everybody's grouped up here. You're not striking at all really once it goes over the tie. You're just waiting for your opportunity here. I don't like the clearance here necessarily, because because the main thing here is that round already started. Vice already used her power chord. So why don't unless she commits her Thunderstruck, why don't you pass it down to the bottom right? You just passed it up to Era, who just gets to hit it for free, and now control flies back, and then it goes back down. And it goes back to you again. And you do get a nice ankle break on Era here, but she just eats your boost. Why not keep sending it down? Yeah, there's nobody there, but if you send it at the bottom right instead and then boost it down, you're the only person answering the core. Why are you forcing a 50-50 at that rate then? Good Digiblast from Kai to force the issue then, and then you're keeping yourself open. You get stunned out of your buffered whammy, which is not the best here, and then Era's holding the bottom, Era's holding the middle, you're holding up top, Kai's holding the bottom here. But exactly, so like, Vice just got to dribble for free a little bit. So like, so that would just be like a situation for if the Vice goalie wanted to keep dribbling and waiting for her forwards. It's another universe, so once again, pressure has to be put. It's not your job right there. And I need to see this, yeah. Kai just steps a little too far forwards at the end of it here. So then you fall back to play your defense because the play is out of your favor here. Waiting things out to strike a little bit more up until it's really coming to your side. I do like it. Just, you know, that extra 1-2 seconds for Kai to come back. And then, I don't know exactly what the whammy was really doing there, but hey, it just stuns the entire cycle. The fact is, you have the right idea with just with not being afraid to burn your abilities to hit Zentaro, hit the core, or using your flip, especially before Kai comes back. Just, you know, simple defensive play, being sure to make sure that, we're already a player down, I'm not going to risk any chances before he comes back. And then a nice boost attempt here. Not the best. Angel should have gone straighter in, but I'm not the Luna expert, and I know how hard that is. You still intercepted it, which is huge, because now you have the onus on the play. But then, okay, I see what you're trying to do here once again. You're still trying to intercept the core with your whammy. And it was a good idea. I just don't know about Usain spread out here. Because, Era's doing her job just staying at the bottom. You're doing your job standing at the top. It's just okay, no, yeah. She really encroaches on your space at that point then. But there's still nobody at the bottom besides just a strike shot pellet. So never punish sometimes. Nice try to get the core across there. It's just that, you're positioning here at the little midfield. I mean, you're not really getting marked out by the enemy Era, let's be honest here. But Zen still has a clear enough lane that he just gets to walk up on that I just don't necessarily like. Nice 50-50 attempt here. Can't say too much past that. But then, yeah, Vice just wins with a power chord hit. Not too much further to really do there. Era just, yeah, once he stepped up on you, that really wasn't your job to do. You were still holding your position. And just smaller execution still to do. I really do think the enemy Vice Era is lagging to all oblivion in that, though. She is not getting anything done. don't necessarily like the passing lane there. Nice try on the boost. But that passing lane just kind of gave it to Zen for free at the moment there. You get it, though. Nice try. I was about to say Kai's dead again as soon as he's scooting back. Need to just keep it away from Zen. Good intercept. Nice attempt. Ooh, good stuff from your arrow once again. Yep, Kai's back. Really good patience on waiting for him to actually come back before you leave the goal mouth itself. That's just good. That's just good game awareness in general. Being marked out. As soon as Era moved up to intercept with her burst, you moved down. Really good, just pitch awareness once again. Boost. I'm sorry, that was a what's his face? That was another whammy to win a passing lane. I'm seeing your game plan all the time. You just need to just like angle it a little bit better. But you know, spur of the moment. Can't blame you too much there. All right. Hey, Calvin. So let's see here. Main thing is that Kai really just passes it badly to you to start, but the Era's, you know, well, I don't know exactly how good her connection is. She just misses her strikes. Yeah, she gets it back, but then this is the sus thing that immediately comes to my mind here of like, why would you pass it downwards? I mean, maybe you're trying to get it to your Era or so, but in which case it's her positioning error for stacking up on you. But then even then, like, it's not really going to your advantage side. You're still passing it down to Zentaro first before Kai. But even though Kai's barrage kind of does hit, Zen gets it for free. Just passing it down to the bottom right itself, yeah, it goes, like, it would force Vice and Zen to move downwards out of position, I feel. Because like, when it does get hit here, Zen's already up here. He's already up at the top right of the pitch. So if he tries to bring it down, Kai can just answer. He would still have his barrage. If he tries to go back up, both of you are still up here. So, I really just don't like that pass. That's just an awkward pass, as it's going to nobody on the play. Like, just like, yeah, the power chords from Vice once again get it over. And, yeah, a spread out does come out from Kai. Era does get the very corner there. Then, it's like, yeah, like, Zen just gets another chill, and then you can't say really too much here. It was a nice boost afterwards, and then, once again, just good defensive ideas of using your whammy to try to intercept the core, and then Era does her job of running up to Zen to try to intercept, and once again, just heads up play again. Another whammy to just force Zen away from the play, because if he gets hit by it, the core comes to you. If it hits the core, well, core gets hit. Once Kai actually does Blazing Pace back, though, that's the only time that you do move out of the goal, which I really, really do like. Because a lot of people, and I don't know why at the higher ranks, they just see my goal is bad. All right, I'm immediately out of here. No, you keep holding the position until they're in position, until they're at the middle and ready to defend again for you. Yeah, just here. All right. Strike shot eaten, burst eaten, and then once again, it's just good spatial awareness altogether once again. As soon as Era moves up and starts stacking up on you, you just move back down again. And then you're just angling for yet another boost play. I think this is another whammy play. I think this is predicated off of you being a little further on the third, and you just holding position a little bit more. Like, I can forgive some holding positions, especially since you have boost to hold your control otherwise. But, like, just like, the fact that you're a little further up on the third does put more pressure on Vice. And then, well, you just did a 50-50 afterwards. Because, like, your timing just didn't work, but I think it's just, once again, timing, execution, more than anything. Alrighty. Ooh, Twin Drive or Missile Propulsion first off. Yeah, you just kind of get the pick of the order, what you want out of here. So either or would be great for you. Mr. Propulsion Vice is going to be a little bit scarier considering she's got a strike shot. Ego is then 1-2 punch Kai. I have no idea what that's supposed to accomplish, but hot shot Era. Definitely so, and then Spark stacking. Fair enough. I mean, Twitch Strike was left to open when this is definitely a dribble game potentially, but it's unranked. I don't know everybody's ranks here. Doing quite well overall, honestly. Yeah, and it's like, Luna's positioning can of course be forgiven in a lot of circumstances, considering how Boost is a map-wide traversal tool. But that's for like when she's setting up for plays. When it's setting up for offense, that's where it's a little less forgivable at times, or when you want to be on the onus. But first and foremost, Just like good passing, good awareness for your team here. Everybody's getting involved in the play now. Yeah, like, it's still like I still do think like your mindset on your whammies are a little out there sometimes. I will feel. I can't believe Kai didn't die from that. I will say. There's a few positioning things that I don't like here. Nice try on the boost. Don't know if you intended to curve that, but I think it's just like if you just more direct challenges would just be a lot better for your environment here. Comes to you. Boost attempted but interrupted. Good burst to try to force it out. I don't like your angle, but just barrage from Kai. Yeah, Vice is just falling back. Your dribbling could use some work. I will just say that right there, my friend. Your dribbling could definitely use some work. Kai finishes it off. Okay. Let's rewind this bat. So, begins, it starts at the top. You just ready, burn your abilities, try to keep the offense on the play. As soon as Magical Maelstrom toys down, you send the core downward, set up for a boost. Good offensive ideas and attempt right there. You know, like, timing's just a little awkward because you couldn't exactly predict how fast the Magical Maelstrom would go here. And then you're just trying to hold your side. Nice. It's just like, this is the only, once again, my whammy question mark for you here. You already pass it downwards to the corner, and then you put your whammy all the way up. Yeah, it is good forcing for you to be like, alright, Vice has to pass it upwards, and then my whammy will get it. But you already put it at the bottom. There's no way Vice with Strike Shot is going to be able to send it upwards, unless he, you know, hits the core immediately down if she had Strike Shot at that time, and it bounces up. The fact that, you know, you don't have full corner control, and who can blame you? I mean, this happens to us all the time here. Really, it really does suck for you trying to get the core back, but you had the right idea of moving up with the core is the biggest thing here. Only thing I still don't like is your Era still trying to stack up on you when she should be controlling the other forwards. Nice attempt at the 50-50. I just don't know if you're trying to arc it forward. Like, I don't know, that seems pretty straight shot, but 50-50 attempt with your boost right there. And then the only thing I don't like is just standing the gold mouth afterwards. You already lost the onus of the play. I mean, I guess Era moved back here, so then you're the next wave of offense, but if the play never gets past Vice at this point, then it's never coming to you. So yeah, go ahead and fall back a little sooner. Nice try. And then another nice attempt. Now this one does look like your boost arts around Vice. Trying to see where your mouse cursor was. I'm trying to track your mouse cursor. Okay, yeah, no, your cursor arced all the way down after. Well, actually, no, it's WASD keys to control your boost. So I don't know. Yeah, once again, Prospective hits to try to force it away from Vice. She sends it at a pretty funky angle there, and it's lucky that Era's Bewitching Beam is a little bit farther there. I'm not the Luna expert, so I can't say if directly challenging and just trying to hit the goalie is better, but at least my instincts are telling me it would be, because if you hit the core with your boost and then the goalie strikes it, you still have your strike, as opposed to trying to predict past where the goalie's going to strike. Because you have two tools. You have the boost hit and your strike versus the goalie strike by themselves. So just, once again, smaller heads-up plays are how you win games. It's a good power chord from Vice, and then you're just kind of like hoping that Era moves up to try to get onus on the core then. Just once again, like, you don't want to necessarily commit too far because you have your boost charge at that point then. You're scared of the strike shot teleport or Vice teleporting, so that's fair enough. But then it goes in the corner. I mean, even if you try to send it up, it should bounce back up to the enemy forward, so I guess that's okay enough. Then afterwards, yeah, dude, just like dribbling in the moment maybe. But if you're unsure about your own dribble backwards towards your own team, because then it'll just always stay in your control at that rate then. But yeah, it's like brushing up on dribbling a little bit more, because that was not the best. Dribble straight down or backwards towards your teammates, especially if you're not the best at dribbling, because dribbling forwards can easily just lead to situations like those, to where, oops, I hit it past myself, and now I've lost control, and then now I've lost my whammy rocket. And then a little ping pong happens here, which is awkward. You're just kind of holding your position, because that's just the right thing to do, and then Kai just gets it. Well, can't say too much past that. Just, once again, if you want to attempt that more, like, deliberate, would be like, alright, I'll dribble, then I'll send it forwards with my boost, with my whammy. Just, you need to just practice that a little bit more. But otherwise, you're just doing fine. Core missed. What's the whole round, Cruzy? What's the whole round next time? Boost attempted. Trying to hold it. I don't like how you didn't want to spend any abilities there. You're spending your abilities to cut off, but it's not to, like, it's to cut off, not to follow up, which I just don't like. There's a lot of potential plays that could be happening here. Like, you're banking on the fact that, hey, the play needs to happen this way with your ability use sometimes. Now, it is working out, but it won't always work out. Good pass from Kai to Era. So the biggest thing to level up your Luna gameplay, I feel, is understanding your 1-2s, because since Whammy and Crater are telegraphed abilities, you see the Whammy route winding up, you see the Crater area of effect, of course, with Boost being your instant 1-2 go button. Especially with, even though Era's, you know, not really enemy Era's not had that much impact on the game, fact is that, you know, in any other competitive environment, if they aren't lagging as much or just aren't, you know, as new, so as bad, she could easily be a threat with her burst on the table. So the fact is, once you're, like, you should be looking not just only at the core, especially if it's already going past where you potentially are here. Because, yeah, you already scoot back downwards. So Kai can get it. You can look at where Era got not back to, because unless she spends her burst to dodge your Crater, look at that. She's stunned. She's near the edge. If you just boost into her, she dies. That's a 3v2 striker advantage for 12 seconds. That is her burst gone, and you still have your secondary drive charge of your boost. She's already in hit stun. There's no way for her in the counterplay, and from that, you just missed your own boost on the play afterwards. Like, that's just like one sentence, like, just heads up plays on being able to recognize things better, because I think here you're just trying to challenge Era when the core comes your way, but that, you never would have had the challenge if you just killed her with a perma hit stun. She gets hit by Crater to see she doesn't spend her burst, and then you just boost it into her. Now nobody's at the top, and you don't even have to boost upwards. And then here's my other question mark at this rate. Both your abilities are up at this point? So why didn't you even put a whammy out on Vice, or to cut off the angle here? You just kind of let her get it for free, and then, you know, in another world, Zentaro would have gotten it better here. I do like the idea with your boost, just, you know, didn't really get too much off of it. Era does get the angle from here on there. And then you get stunned. Can't say much. Trying to hold space. Zentaro's just kind of controlling it. You are standing around here, which I don't necessarily like. Hi, D3. Because, like, Era's Magical Maelstrom is already on the table here. If you want to actually open up yourself in case it ever comes by, you either get above or below the Magical Maelstrom. You just kind of stand by. Yeah, the core never came your way, but let's say Vice Mr. Striker or whatever and it cleared by, you could easily, well, actually, no, this is actually the perfect example. Like, the Magical Maelstrom's already there, and it's taking up your same space as a body on the field. If you moved up between Zen and Vice, you just cut off that passing angle and get it for free, because is Vice gonna pass down? No, the Magical Maelstrom's in the way. It's just like, you standing around sometimes, it's good ideas for, hey, I'm open and nobody's on this side of the pitch, pass it to me. But on some situations, like when the Magical Maelstrom's already cutting off the bottom half, your role at the bottom half's unimportant. Get to the top half and at least cut off the passing lane. Because otherwise, yeah, like in another world, the barrage wasn't good, the power chord was better, it gets past Kai, maybe he has to burn a flip. So it's like, you could easily just stop the owners of the play from happening sooner than that, otherwise. Strikes missed, can't say much past that, and then just a better pass, burst pass from Kai to Era. Just good there, but once again, smaller idea plays. Good positioning from you to keep yourself open at all times to set up the play, but being open when you're on the defensive is a common mistake of like, yeah, I can make the play if the core ever comes to me. Is the core coming to me? No, it's not. My role here is useless. Okay, good boost to start off first and foremost. Keeping yourself here. 50-50. Yeah, can't say too much past that. Nothing really much here to analyze from this round, quite frankly. Spawns at the bottom, you don't really have an onus here. I will say, I do like the idea of Era in case she doesn't have Flutterfly. Really, she just Bewitching Beams you. That way both of you have size advantage to really start. Optimistic play to try to just, you know, kill Era with the Crater at that point then. Boost into the corner, you get the goal barrier. Can't really do too much there, but I still like you still even striking just for that little bit of energy to potentially get. But then, this is the other thing, this is another standing around issue. That's just like a me thing. You get the orb, you're standing here, yeah, you did Bewitching Beamed, and yeah, the waymain wasn't the best, but, like, at the very least, like, fall back, get the orb potentially. That's just my immediate thoughts if I was in that position to get your burst up, but then you win the 50-50, and then that's when my opinion, you know, turns, because I would expect Zen to just win a war right here, but he loses a 50-50, and then, you know, you just force a 50-50 from there on, and nobody wants to use burst. So, you know, you're just keeping yourself open, and it's not being punished. Can't say too much past it. This is really not much of a challenging game, and it's like, it's not the worst VOD review. There is points I am getting to point out here, but it's like, this is like, you know, not as much as I thought was going to be challenged around. Specialized, of course, for Luna is going to be great. A Barrage for your Kai goal is, of course, wonderful. Peach for Vice. Probably just, you know, speed on the table, and she might not want to grieve the Smart stacking. Never mind, Smart's not being stacked. Well, Specialized is pretty free. Was it Zen or was it Era that was Smart stacking? Wait, actually, hold on. Am I being stupid, or am I not? Let me check. Oh yeah, it was Egoist Zen right there, so not too much to really span onwards from there, quite frankly. Alright. Let's keep things going. Vice didn't even contest the Specialized? Yeah, but this is unranked. This is unranked, it's probably just a normal, so I'm not expecting, like, big meta tier plays, quite frankly. This is still just, you know, a normal's VOD review, I suppose, is how it goes. But I am surprised, too, considering how it's Luna on the table, and she already has best in slot, secondary, and specialized now. But we'll see how things go. So, next thing onwards. Just immediately getting it on the table. The pass seemed a little awkward, but with the Magical Maelstrom on the way there, I can see that. I don't necessarily like the positioning with the boost otherwise, but you get the onus on the play because the Zentaro is just standing around. Okay, I think he's back on the game now. He's trying to hold your positioning here. Nice attempted boost, considering Magical Maelstrom was cutting you off. You had to get involved in the play there. I do like it. Don't like you moving away from the top half when both enemy strikers were up there. Nice try. 50-50 loss. Can't say much about that. It's just like, oh, your Era snapped backwards. You are so lucky you didn't lose the barrier. Core flip just to guarantee. Nice challenge by Zentaro right there. And now he's just forcing you guys to answer. Yeah, he's really involved a lot more in the play now. Boost attempt. Nice try. Whammy launch to intercept the pass eaten by Era. Just holding down here. You didn't have your abilities yet, but trying to, like, your ability use is a little disjointed and here. Away from each other. It's not necessarily the worst thing. You're still winning. You're still, you know, winning the goal barrier and such. Yep. Just waiting for Era to try to pass to you at any time. Or she gets it for free. I really don't have too much to comment on here, quite frankly. Yeah, key thing for the VOD review, too, as well, D3, is that, yeah, this is a normals game, yeah, no, not Twitch play, it's just a normals game, and the enemy Era goalie is, Quick Strike. They all have, both diff, so they already have speed, so momentum boost isn't as needed, and, a strike shot, not Quick Strike, strike shot. So, she's probably not committing as much around, I feel. But anyway, to get back to this. So, I do like the idea of trying to, I do like the idea of, like, yeah, pass it down in most circumstances, let your teammates help it, but, like, your Magical Maelstrom is already going upwards. If you pass it up, yeah, the enemy era's up there, but you have the freest 1v1 considering you have your whammy and your boost up and ready at that point then, that like it just goes down for free. Just if you pass it upwards, or just even pass it straight, you just follow it up with your own boost and you get the goal barrier for free. There's no reason to get tricky about it. Then just like another long pass, you still have a 50-50 with Era, so I don't know if you're trying to trust your teammates more on this end here. Because Vice is just kind of stuck at the bottom. And also Zen was AFK for the beginning. And then just like, just questionable, like, you've been confident enough, just take the 50-50, be confident about it. Because you can challenge. You've been winning enough of your 50-50s at that point then. Then you're holding your position on the field here. As soon as you see Metro Maelstrom winding up, that's when you do try to commit in, which I do like the idea of. Goal barrier almost gotten. Good patience attempt trying to wait out the enemy Vice strike this time here. You do just kind of move a little bit farther downwards, so when I think you should keep just holding the corner tight, considering both enemy forwards are kind of locked in here. Because like, nobody's at the bottom of the map. Even if it goes down at the bottom, who's going to get it first? Probably your Era, because he's magnetized. So, she's magnetized souls, so just hold your corner tight. You don't need to tread any farther downwards. So then, the passing lane opened up, and then, you know, cascade of pressure could happen if Vice wanted to teleport and commit. Otherwise, you know, you're just trying to, like, put a whammy, put a rocket in here every now and then. So lucky, once again, that Era, despite lagging, still, you still don't lose that goal barrier. Core flip comes out. Ooh, that was a power cord that hit it. Alright. So then here, trying to get in between the onus of play. A boost would potentially be good, but I think that was just a little bit of a panic moment, because I see you trying to strike right then and there. Yeah, strike missed and then boost afterwards. Sort of an opposite order, because your whole game point with your whammies the whole time is either dribbling it away and hitting the core from across the pitch to get it to naturally come back to you, or turning off the angles. Because even if you hit Vice, even if you hit the core towards Vice right then and there, your whammy's not going to wind up in time. It'll just, it's already pass and pass. So I just don't like that play. Cornering, and then I don't know why you waited so long to use your crater at that point then when you already had it. Just like crater and then strike probably would have forced the issue a little bit more, and you would have been a little bit more prepared. So that's just like your disjointed ability use right there. You just kind of used it and put it out there, but you really didn't get much off of it. Now that time, you did get buffered by the power cord, but can't say too much. Tried to wait it out, 50-50, but Vice did her job coming out of the goal to contest you on it. And then I just don't like that dribble. Like, okay, was that you dribbling or was that Era hitting it? No, that was you definitely hitting it with your whammy. So that just came up to the enemy forwards for no reason. Yeah, you and Vice are stacked up, but you kind of hit it up for no reason. We could dribble downwards instead and not even waste your whammy. Either or, Era gets it. It's free enough. Okay. Good pass down. Whammy attempt right there. Just a little off on timing. They are lucky they didn't lose the goal barrier right there. That's not optimistic. You finally did get Era in the corner there. Boost the challenge. Good. You lost the goal barrier, but a burst would just... Ooh, good challenge by Zentaro. Tried did it straight, can't say too much there. Boost to challenge it. Good there. Now it's just forcing Vice's hand. Nice, okay, this is pretty clean. This is a pretty clean round. Minus that boost, but, you know, not everything's going to be perfectly clinical. Good onus. Boost to challenge. Zen gets it, but the last hit of the barrage intercepts, and then just enemy Vice dies again. Zen stands still and doesn't get the onus on the play. You don't have the speed for this necessarily. I don't know what Era's doing just hitting it forwards, but it could just come to you. Oh, if the Metro Maelstrom wasn't there, you possibly could have been yours. Dribble down? Era could force, she has burst at any time. I'm just looking at your Era, try frankly. Kai gets a wicked angle. You just get another wicked kill. And then, you know, Vice doesn't really have speed. That's an awkward round after the goal barrier fell. But otherwise, you were playing it pretty clinical, Mitchellers. Just pretty clinical, fine enough. Passing it downwards, you don't have any onus on Era, considering you only have your whammy and you're already killing off with Magical Maelstrom, just in between. Nice attempt with your whammy. Can't say much past that. Just, didn't pan out. Getting in between Zentaro and Era right there is, of course, the right thing to do. He's already moving up, so you just get in between the play, because your Era's already watching the bottom. It was a nice attempt, but, Zen starts committing. Now you have full onus on the very top half, so yep, good commit. Just simple as that. If you thought you could have, this is just higher level immediate play. I'm just already looking at how high your energy bar is, because if you dribble up and get the orb, you could easily burst as the core's coming back down. Then just wait, burst, wait out the supernova, and then see how it goes from there. But hindsight's 20/20. Fact is, burst attempt, Zen interrupts. Good interrupt from him, but it could have just easily been a pass to the bottom right to force the power core to just get the goal straight up. I just don't like the straight angle at all there. Yeah, you have the burst, but Zen did come to answer you, but you dragged him out of his position at that point then. Then, Patience attempt right there, almost got the angle, and then the Giga Blast kind of throws things into disarray. Your Rami doesn't hit, so you're just keeping yourself open at the bottom. Era's trying to do her job. Waiting things out, boost attempt, Vice stalls the play with her flip, and then once again, if not for that last hit of Barrage right there, yeah, then that would have really, really been good for Zen's own game plans. Close enough whammy again, has to move up to answer Zen, just trying to play to your mark, considering you have the striker advantage, and then this is just when it gets awkward, because like, Era should definitely move up a little bit more with her burst, but she doesn't seem willing to use it as much. Your own positioning is, like, it's fine. Can't really say too much once it kind of falls out of here, because you're trying to hold yourself at this corner here to just, have your play, that once nobody gets it, it's like, oh, I just have to answer it. But it's really the smallest things ever. Magical Maelstrom grease a little bit. Dribble down is the objectively right option. Era should burst here, but she doesn't. And then, just once again, just spatial awareness. Once Era commits up, you are moving down. Once again, really good from you right there. Your... not whammy, Crater cuts off, kills Era, really hurts Zentaro, he has to get an orb, and then, well, it just kind of falls out from there. Just, that's just good. Just good, decent play. Yeah, you can say spread out to Era, but, fact is, you are responding well to her, but you really shouldn't have to. It is on her for trying to move up towards where you are, but fact is, you're still more than making up for what she's doing there. This is an awkward start to the round. Dribbling it down. Good whammy attempt. Finally, burst is used. There you go. Okay, a little bit more energy from the orb. You almost have your own burst. Yep, I was about to say one strike would do it. Just about. I don't like your positioning right there. You should have died. That should have so been a death. And then the entire game goes out the window from there. Good burst, Patience. I can't believe you got away with that. I honestly can't believe you got away with that. Okay. Just... nitpicks, but otherwise, not too much here. Kind of tries to pass up to you after the play starts, but you're already backed up, so that's just, a little awkward, and so you can't really coordinate that. Whammy to just try to get the core, or even the kill Era. Just a little awkward positioning-wise. So then it just comes down to, okay, well, that's a Giga Blast into getting it. Trying to boost to force the issue. And then your boost goes there. Your whammy goes there. Trying to just cut things off. I think if you still sent it forwards instead of upwards, instead of trying to intercept and keep it in a neutral position, that would put the pressure back on Vice to try to hit it again. But it's still good ideas, just executions. Era burst, Vice supernova to answer. And then you are going to get your own burst on this strike right here. Strike shot does hold it out. But then, you standing still really worries me right there. Because if there's just if there was a power trait at all on any impact abilities for Vice right there, or if you just didn't go upwards very slightly, you just get KO'd off the side of the arena and your whole burst is just gone. So that's just like, that's scary right there, and it is a bit telegraphed. So I guess it is. So it is good on you for moving up. I'm just like, that's just a little bit of a panic moment right there. But otherwise, you're just holding the bottom, making sure that she can't teleport. She's not a jet button anyways. Era tries to dribble it, you cover with your Crater, and then just burst, wait it out. Good cornering angle right there. Very tight, almost gets intercepted by Zentaro right there, so you can't say too much past that, but you still got it. So overall, pretty good game from you. It was a blowout, so that I don't know if your weaknesses were going to be exposed out as much, quite frankly. Just only small nitpicks, just like maybe like a positioning error here and there. But sometimes it was to answer for when it came to what's his face. And sometimes it came to answering when it came to what's his face. What am I trying to say here? When it came to your positioning for your own era's magical maelstrom, or just, you know, sometimes awkward man marking or just position taking when it came to, especially with your own era intuition in the field. But nothing too much I would have to say analyzing on a non-technical Luna tech angle. When it comes to just regular play itself, you're serving your role well enough and understanding it. Your era's magnetized soul, so you're just trying to play that more forward position there. Siphoning Ron really didn't get to take really into much effect, in my own opinion, though, considering how you weren't, besides your ultimate, which you got specialized training on, you weren't really putting that much actual kill pressure on the enemy. So if you're, like, you weren't, like, you know, using your boost to deliberately try to hit the enemy, you're just using it to cut off angles more. Your 50-50s, I mean, with your whammy, you were trying to cut off angles with your whammy. You were trying to force 50-50s with boost, which is fine, but if you think but if you're going to be more aggressive, I'd see siphoning, and then, well, Traitor is Traitor, but that if they're taking the hit from it anyway, they're already going to take a huge hit, and siphoning's not really going to do too much there. I would probably just take Switch Kits at that point then, or Pummels if you want to force your arena kill advantage even more. Just siphoning, you weren't really laying on that much pressure, and considering how you have more passive teammates in that field when it comes to Kai, who only has Digiblast to really interrupt, and he doesn't want to waste a barrage for damage unless somebody's staggered, or Era, who's not always going to be able to land a Bewitching Beam or her Magical Maelstrom. Fact is it just doesn't seem like a good pit to me there, necessarily by itself isolated. I probably would have done with Switch, considering how you were trying to get your own game plan going. But otherwise, yeah, no, just not too bad, all things considered, quite frankly. Just, yeah, small things.